Now for our first speaker, Sergeant First Kelly Hughes, C, the 168th Aviation, California Army National Guard. Sergeant Kelly has been in Afghanistan twice, Iraq, Bosnia, and Croatia. He's attended the California State University of Chico, military courses, attended jungle operations, mountain warfare, high-altitude Army aviation training course, and swift water flood rescue. Sergeant Kelly has received many decorations and awards. Some of them are the 3 Air Medals, the Army Commendation Medal with 5th Award, and many, many more that I can't mention here that I really want to mention, but they run a long list. So Sergeant Kelly, if you will come up, sir, and
thank you, Bob. Good morning, and thank you for coming, honored guests and fellow citizens. Today we gather to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom, to those fallen patriots who never came home to their families and friends. We honor them, we remember them, and we do something else also. We acknowledge that their struggle, the ancient struggle to be free, goes on today. Like streams flow to the river, and the rivers flow to the sea, so too the battles in our history are connected to the larger struggle for freedom. The troops in Afghanistan and Iraq today are the warrior descendants of the troops at Yorktown and Normandy. The battlefronts are different and the weapons have changed, but the fight is the same. To protect our freedom at home, we must promote freedom throughout the world. This day of remembrance was first observed to mark the terrible losses inflicted when Americans fought each other in the Civil War. Hundreds of thousands of Americans fell on our own soil, in President Lincoln's words, giving the last full measure of devotion. Succeeding generations have fallen on fields of battle far from home. General Douglas MacArthur wrote this about the American troops who fought with him island by island in the Pacific during World War II. They plod and groan, sweat and toil, they growl and curse, and at the end, they die, unknown, uncomplaining, with faith in their hearts, and on their lips, a prayer for victory. The dedication of America's military is illustrated in the actions of Airman First Class Raymond Lozano, a tactical air command and control specialist. Airman Lozano fought alongside Army paratroopers repelling a wave of Al-Qaeda fighters attacking an American firebase near the village of Shkin, Afghanistan. Seeing that the enemy's intent was to overrun the compound, Raymond called for air support from A-10 fighter planes and Apache helicopter gunships who were in the area. American casualties occurred almost immediately from the enemy attack, and Medevac was called from a larger base 20 minutes away. As the 2 Medevac helicopters arrived, they came under rocket-propelled grenade attack from the enemy. Under direct enemy fire himself, Airman Lozano continued to direct the gunships overhead to support the American counterattack and protect the Medevac. As one of the crew members on the first Medevac bird in, I heard the voice on the radio, strong, confident, direct. My crew and I had no idea that the man we heard on the radio, the man calling in the airstrikes and trying to protect us from enemy fire as we loaded the wounded, was bleeding out on the battlefield. On our last sortie from the firebase to the forward surgical team, we carried the lifeless body of Airman Lozano. His mission complete, it was someone else's turn to take up the cause. The tradition of valor embodied in Airman Lozano is deeply rooted in the examples of selfless service set by generations of American warriors that have gone before. As long as there is tyranny and oppression in the world, the work of the American patriot remains unfinished. Those that have fallen in that great cause have passed the torch to us. We must finish the work of the fallen. Archibald MacLeish, an ambulance man in World War I, wrote, "The young dead soldiers do not speak. Nevertheless, they are heard in the still houses. Who has not heard them? They have a silence that speaks for them at night and when the clock counts. They say, 'We were young. We have died. Remember us.' They say, 'We have done what we could, but until it is finished, it is not done.' They say, 'We have given our lives, but until it is finished, no one can know what our lives gave.' They say, 'Our lives are not ours, they are yours. They will mean what you make them.' They say, 'Whether our lives and our deaths were for peace and a new hope or for nothing, we cannot say. It is you who must say this.' They say, 'We leave you our deaths. Give them their meaning.' We were young," they say. "We have died. Remember us." The positive way we live our lives, the way we operate our government, the way we protect freedom at home and abroad, are all ways we show respect to those who gave their all for us. We can walk quietly through the row upon row of white stones, whether it be in Arlington Cemetery or in cemeteries on a Pacific island or the northern coast of France. We can begin to feel the enormity of loss looking at these thousands of silent tombstones. But for so many, there is one marker that stands alone. They come looking for that one stone, that one name. For behind every grave is a story of grief and loss that came to a family, a child, a town. Eventually the day will come when there's no one left who knew them as they lived, when no visitors come to stand quietly before their solitary marker. But the day must never come when America forgets them, or what they did for this nation. That is why we're gathered here today, to remember what they gave and what they gave up for freedom and humanity. This Memorial Day and every day, may we never forget those who died. May we never fail to live up to their standards, and may we never falter in our fight for freedom at home and abroad. May God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Sergeant Hughes, and I'd like to introduce his wife, Elizabeth. He forgot her. It's all right. I spoke with the sergeant yesterday and tweaking my notes for today, and I said, "Just what was your job?" He said, "Well, I was a team leader." And I said, "The team leader? What's the team leader bit?" Actually, he said it's an old platoon sergeant. So I learned a lesson yesterday, having been out all these years. Gosh, that was a speech. Whew. Sal, if I can, he don't like to get up in the morning, and I keep telling him. If you will, Daddy boy, thank you.